Hello, everyone. My name is David, and I'm an English teacher who loves helping people communicate with confidence in daily life.
And I'm Emma, also an English teacher, and together we're here to guide you step by step so you can speak English more fluently and naturally.
In today's episode, we're talking about something really exciting, essential phrases that you can use every single day.
Yes, because when you know the right phrases, you don't need to stop and think too much. You can just use them naturally in conversation.
Exactly. Think about this. When you meet someone, you don't want to think about grammar rules in your head. You just want the right phrase to come out quickly.
That's why learning phrases is so powerful. It's like having ready-made pieces of language that fit perfectly into daily situations.
And that's what makes conversations easier and more natural. Instead of building sentences word by word, you already have useful expressions ready.
Many learners focus only on vocabulary lists. Vocabulary is important, but single words are not enough to have a real conversation.
Right, because in real life, people don't just speak in single words. They use complete expressions, things like, "How's it going?" or "Could you give me a hand?"
And those are exactly the kinds of phrases we're going to share in this podcast.
Yes, today we'll go through 75 essential phrases that cover many everyday situations, from greetings to asking for help to ordering food or making plans. We'll cover it all.
And the best part is you don't need to memorize long grammar explanations. You just listen, repeat, and practice.
That's right. This is also perfect for shadowing practice. As we say the phrases, you can repeat after us, matching our pronunciation, rhythm, and tone.
Shadowing is powerful because it helps you sound more fluent and more confident, and it trains your mouth and your ears at the same time.
Yes, and with daily practice, these phrases will become automatic for you.
Automatic is the goal because once English feels automatic, you don't have to worry or feel nervous. You just communicate.
And that's why this episode is so valuable. We're not just giving you words, we're giving you tools you can actually use today.
Exactly. Whether you're at school, at work, shopping, traveling, or just chatting with friends, these expressions will help you.
And the more you practice them, the more natural they will sound when you use them in real conversations.
So today's journey is about building confidence, learning useful language, and making English part of your daily life.
And remember, these are not just random phrases. They are carefully chosen because they are the most common, the most useful, and the most practical for real-life communication.
And that means once you learn them, you'll notice them everywhere, in movies, in TV shows, in conversations with native speakers.
Yes, and that will give you a lot of motivation because you'll realize, hey, I already know this expression.
And when that happens, you'll feel more confident, and confidence is one of the biggest keys to fluency.
Absolutely. So today's episode is really about giving you confidence, building your fluency, and helping you sound natural in English.
And we'll do it in a way that's easy, clear, and fun so you can enjoy the learning process.
Because English doesn't have to be stressful. With the right phrases, it can feel simple, comfortable, and enjoyable.
And that's exactly what we want for you today.
Let's talk about why phrases matter so much when you're learning English.
Yes, many learners try to focus only on grammar or individual words, but that can make speaking very slow and stressful.
Exactly. Imagine you want to say something simple like asking for help. If you only know grammar rules and single words, you might think in your head, I need you help me?
Right, and that doesn't sound natural at all. But if you already know the phrase, "Could you help me, please?" it comes out smoothly, politely, and naturally.
That's the power of phrases. They are like shortcuts to real communication.
Another example is greetings. Of course you can say hello, but people often use different expressions like, "How's it going?" or "What's up?"
Yes, and if you don't know those phrases, you might feel confused when someone greets you that way.
And not only confused, but you might also miss a chance to sound natural yourself.
That's true. When you respond with the right phrase, the conversation flows naturally.
Think about it this way. Single words are like bricks, but phrases are like whole walls. You can build something quickly when you have full walls ready.
I like that example. Building with bricks takes a lot of time, but if you have walls already made, you can build a house faster.
Exactly. And in language, phrases are those ready-made walls. They save you time, effort, and stress.
Another reason phrases matter is that they carry the right tone. For example, saying, shut up, is very different from saying, could you please be quiet?
Yes, and sometimes learners don't realize the difference because both can be translated as the same in their own language.
But when you learn phrases, you learn not only the meaning, but also the feeling, the politeness, and the cultural context.
That's a big point. Language is not just words, it's culture, and phrases are the bridge between language and culture.
And when you use the right phrase, people immediately feel more comfortable speaking with you.
Which is so important if you want to make friends, connect with colleagues, or travel.
Yes, imagine being in a restaurant. If you only know single words, you might say, I want chicken.
But if you know the phrase, you can say, I'd like the chicken, please. That sounds polite, fluent, and natural.
And people respond to that positively because it shows respect and good communication skills.
Another benefit is that phrases give you confidence. When you know a full phrase, you don't need to pause and think about grammar.
Right, it comes out automatically, which makes you feel more fluent.
And when you feel fluent, you actually speak more, and that creates more practice, and more practice creates more progress.
It's a beautiful cycle, and it all starts with learning phrases instead of just memorizing words.
And this is exactly why we are focusing on essential phrases in this podcast.
Because once you know them, you can use them in real life immediately.
And that makes learning motivating because you see results fast.
Exactly. And nothing feels better than using a phrase you learned and hearing someone respond naturally.
That's when you realize, wow, I'm really communicating in English.
Let's start with greetings and introductions, because these are the very first phrases you need in daily conversation.
Yes, greetings set the tone for any interaction, whether it's formal or informal. Using the right phrase can make you sound friendly and natural.
For example, a simple hello works anywhere, but in casual situations, you can say hi or hey. It feels more relaxed.
And if you meet someone in the morning, you can say good morning, in the afternoon, good afternoon, and in the evening, good evening. It's polite and shows awareness of the time.
Then we have phrases like, how are you or how's it going, which are common follow-ups.
And the responses can vary. You can say, I'm fine, thank you, I'm good, or even not bad. It depends on how casual or formal you want to be.
Yes, and it's important to match the tone of the conversation. If it's a work setting, I'm doing well, thank you, is better than I'm okay, I guess.
Another useful phrase is nice to meet you. You can use this when you meet someone for the first time.
And the response can be nice to meet you too, or pleasure to meet you. Both are polite and natural.
There are also informal introductions. For example, when you meet a friend of a friend, you can say, hi, I'm your name. Nice to meet you.
And don't forget questions to keep the conversation going. You can ask, where are you from? Or what do you do? These help you get to know the person.
Yes, and simple follow-up phrases like, that's interesting, or really? Show that you're engaged in the conversation.
And using the right tone is important too. Smile, sound friendly, and show interest with your voice. That makes your greeting more natural.
Another tip is to learn different ways to say goodbye, like, see you later, take care, or have a great day. It leaves a positive impression.
And in informal situations, you can use bye or see ya, which feels casual and friendly.
Also, remember to combine greetings with small talk, asking, how's your day? Or, did you have a good weekend? Makes the conversation flow naturally.
Yes, greetings are not just words. They are the start of connection. Using them correctly makes people feel comfortable.
And practicing these phrases daily, even by yourself, will make them automatic. You won't need to think twice when you meet someone new.
Shadowing these greetings is very helpful too. Repeat after us, match the tone, and soon they'll become second nature.
And when you combine greetings with simple introductions, you can handle almost any first meeting smoothly.
That's the goal. Be confident, sound natural, and make conversations easy from the very beginning.
Yes, mastering greetings and introductions is the foundation for all daily English conversations.
Now let's talk about polite expressions. These are small phrases, but they make a big difference in daily conversations.
Yes, being polite helps you communicate smoothly and makes people feel respected. Even simple words like please and thank you can create a positive impression.
For example, when asking for something, saying, "Could you help me, please?" is much better than just saying, "Help me."
And when someone helps you, don't forget to say thank you or thanks a lot. It's simple, but it shows appreciation.
You can also use "you're welcome" or "no problem" in response to someone thanking you. That keeps the conversation friendly and natural.
Another useful polite phrase is excuse me. You can use it to get someone's attention, pass by someone, or apologize for a small mistake.
For example, if you need to get past someone in a crowded place, say, "Excuse me, may I pass?" It sounds polite and respectful.
And when you accidentally bump into someone, I'm sorry is perfect. You can also add I didn't mean to if you want to explain yourself.
There are also phrases for asking permission politely, like, "May I sit here?" or "Would it be okay if I borrow this?"
Yes, and using would or may makes your English sound more natural and polite compared to just saying, can I sit?
Another important phrase is "pardon me." It's similar to "excuse me," and you can use it when you didn't hear something or need someone to repeat.
For example, if someone speaks quickly, you can say, pardon me, could you say that again? It's polite and shows you're paying attention.
And don't forget "I appreciate it" or "That's very kind of you." These phrases show gratitude in a more formal or thoughtful way.
Also, when refusing politely, you can say, I'm sorry, I can't, or thanks, but I'll pass. That way you're honest, but still courteous.
And in restaurants and stores, using polite phrases like "Could I have, please?" or "May I see the menu?" makes the interaction smoother.
Yes, and people respond positively when you speak politely. It can even make them more helpful.
Another useful set of phrases is for offering help. "Can I help you?" or "Do you need a hand?" It shows kindness and attentiveness.
And when someone declines, you can say, no worries, or that's okay, which keeps the conversation friendly.
Remember, practicing polite expressions daily helps them become automatic. You won't have to think about what to say in real situations.
And when combined with greetings, introductions, and other daily phrases, politeness makes your English sound confident and natural.
Using these expressions regularly builds not just your language skills, but also positive relationships with people you meet.
Yes, mastering polite expressions is one of the simplest ways to improve your English communication and make every interaction smoother.
Let's move on to asking for information. These phrases are essential because we often need help, directions, or advice in daily life.
Yes, and knowing the right phrases makes it easy to get what you need without feeling nervous.
A common phrase is, "Can you tell me?" For example, "Can you tell me where the bus stop is?" It's polite and clear.
Another one is, could you please? You can say, could you please show me the way to the station? Or, could you please explain this? It sounds natural and polite.
And when you need specific details, phrases like, "Do you know?" are useful. For instance, "Do you know what time the store opens?"
Yes, and if you're in a public place, you can ask, excuse me, where is the... For example, excuse me, where is the nearest pharmacy?
Another helpful phrase is, "Would you mind?" For example, "Would you mind telling me the way to the library?" It's very polite and friendly.
And for everyday situations, you can use, I'm looking for instance, I'm looking for the ticket counter, or I'm looking for a good cafe nearby.
Sometimes you might need to ask someone to repeat information. In that case, "Could you repeat that, please?" or "I'm sorry, I didn't catch that," are very useful.
Yes, these phrases show that you're attentive and want to understand correctly.
Another phrase is, "How can I," for example, "How can I get to the airport from here?" Or, "How can I apply for this service?" It's a very natural way to ask for guidance.
And when you're unsure about directions, you can ask, am I going the right way to, for instance, am I going the right way to the museum? It's safe and polite.
Also, "Where can I" works well. For example, where can I buy a SIM card? Or where can I find a taxi?
If you need permission or confirmation, you can ask, is it okay if, for example, is it okay if I sit here? Or is it okay if I take a photo?
Another useful phrase is, do you happen to know, for example, do you happen to know the train schedule? It sounds friendly and polite.
And when someone gives you directions, you can respond with, thank you, that helps a lot. Or, thanks, I really appreciate it. It keeps the interaction positive.
Practicing these asking for information phrases daily makes real-life conversations easier. You won't feel lost or unsure when you need help.
Yes, and combining these phrases with polite expressions and greetings makes your English sound natural and confident.
And the more you use these phrases in real situations, the more automatic they become, so asking for information feels simple and stress-free.
Exactly. Mastering these phrases opens doors to communication in shops, streets, offices, and all kinds of daily interactions.
Let's talk about shopping phrases. These are very important because most people go shopping every day, and knowing the right phrases makes it easier to communicate.
Yes, shopping in English can be simple if you know some key phrases for asking prices, sizes, and availability.
For example, when you enter a store, you can say, "Hello, do you have this in a different size?" or "Do you have this in stock?"
And if you want to ask about prices, you can say, how much is this? Or, could you tell me the price of this item? Both are polite and clear.
Another useful phrase is, "Do you have any discounts?" or "Is this on sale?" It's natural to ask, and many stores expect customers to inquire.
When choosing clothes or shoes, phrases like, can I try this on? Or, where's the fitting room? Are very helpful.
Yes, and if something doesn't fit or you don't like it, you can politely say, "I'll take a look at something else," or "Do you have a different color?"
And when you want to pay, you can say, I'd like to pay by card. Or, can I pay in cash? It makes the process smoother.
Sometimes you need help finding a product. You can ask, "Excuse me, could you help me find?" For example, "Excuse me, could you help me find a bottle of water?"
And if you're not sure about the quality, you can ask, is this fresh? Or, does this come with a warranty? These are useful in many situations.
When buying multiple items, phrases like, "Can I have a bag, please?" or "Do you offer gift wrapping?" are very practical.
And if you want to return or exchange something, you can say, I'd like to return this, please. Or, can I exchange this for a different size?
Also, phrases for compliments are nice, like, "This looks great," or "I like this style." It makes your conversation friendly with the shop assistant.
And don't forget to say thank you after any help. Politeness always goes a long way.
Another tip is to use, "Could you show me?" For example, "Could you show me the best options for this?" It's polite and makes your request clear.
And if you're in a market, phrases like, can I try this? Or, how much for this one? Are very natural and casual shopping settings.
Practicing these phrases helps you feel confident in all shopping situations, whether in a store, market, or online.
Yes, and combining these phrases with polite expressions and greetings makes you sound natural and respectful.
And the more you practice, the easier it becomes to ask questions, request help, and complete purchases smoothly in English.
Now let's talk about restaurant phrases. These are very useful because eating out is a common situation, and knowing the right phrases makes it easier to communicate.
Yes, ordering food, asking questions, and making polite requests are all easier when you know the right expressions.
For example, when you enter a restaurant, you can say, "A table for one, please," or "A table for two, please." It's simple but polite.
And when the waiter asks, can I take your order? You can respond with, I'd like the chicken sandwich, please, or I'll have the pasta, thank you.
If you're not sure about the menu, you can ask, "Could you recommend something?" or "What's popular here?" These are natural ways to get help.
Yes, and if you have dietary restrictions, you can say, I'm allergic to nuts, or does this contain dairy? It's important to be clear and polite.
When ordering drinks, phrases like, "Can I have a glass of water, please?" or "I'd like a coffee" are very common.
And if you want to make a small change to your order, you can say, could I have it without onions? Or can I get extra cheese?
Another useful phrase is, could we have the bill, please? Or, can I pay by card? This is essential at the end of the meal.
And when the food is served, it's polite to say, thank you, or this looks great, to show appreciation.
If you want to ask for something extra, you can say, could I have some ketchup, please? Or, can I get some napkins?
And when you're finished, phrases like, everything was delicious, thank you, or we enjoyed our meal, leave a positive impression.
Sometimes you might need to clarify something. You can ask, excuse me, what is this dish? Or, is this spicy? These phrases are natural and helpful.
Another phrase is, could we have a table by the window? Or, can we sit outside? It's polite to ask for preferences.
And if you're in a busy restaurant, you can ask, how long is the wait? Or, is there a reservation?
Don't forget small, polite expressions like please and thank you throughout the meal. They make all interactions smoother.
Practicing restaurant phrases helps you feel confident whether you're in a casual cafe, a fast food place, or a fine dining restaurant.
Yes, and when you use these phrases naturally, it shows respect for the staff and makes your experience more enjoyable.
Combining restaurant phrases with polite expressions and greetings will make your English sound fluent and natural in dining situations.
And the more you practice, the easier it becomes to order, ask questions, and interact smoothly in English at restaurants.
Let's talk about travel and transport phrases. These are very important because when you're traveling, you need to communicate clearly to get around easily.
Yes, and knowing the right phrases makes traveling less stressful and more enjoyable.
For example, when you need directions, you can say, excuse me, how do I get to the train station? Or, can you tell me the way to the airport?
And if you're taking a taxi, phrases like, could you take me to this address, please? Or, how much will it cost to get there are very useful.
When using public transport, you can ask, does this bus go to the city center? Or, which platform is for train number 5?
And if you need tickets, phrases like, I'd like a one-way ticket, please, or can I get a round-trip ticket are very common.
Another helpful phrase is, what time does the next bus, train leave? This is essential for planning your trip.
And if you're unsure about the schedule, you can ask, do you know when the last train departs? Or could you tell me the timetable?
Sometimes you need to ask about payment. You can say, how much is a ticket to downtown? Or, can I pay by card?
And if you're in a taxi, it's polite to say, please drive safely, or thank you, that's perfect.
When traveling by plane, phrases like, where is the check-in counter? Or, could you tell me the gate number? Are very useful.
And at the airport, you might need to ask, is this the line for security? Or where can I find baggage claim?
Another important phrase is, could you help me with my luggage? It's polite and very practical.
If you're lost, you can politely ask, excuse me, can you show me on the map? Or could you please point me in the right direction?
And when someone helps you, always say, thank you very much, or I really appreciate it. Politeness matters everywhere.
Yes, and combining these travel phrases with greetings and polite expressions makes your communication smooth and natural.
Practicing these phrases daily will help you feel confident traveling anywhere, whether in a city, a foreign country, or even your hometown.
And when you use the right phrases, people respond more positively, making your travel experience easier and more enjoyable.
The more you practice these transport and travel phrases, the more automatic they become. So asking for directions, buying tickets, and using taxis or buses feels simple.
Yes, mastering these phrases allows you to focus on enjoying your journey instead of worrying about language barriers.
Now let's focus on social conversation phrases. These are very useful because most interactions in daily life involve talking with friends, colleagues, or new people.
Yes, social conversations help you build relationships, practice English naturally, and feel more confident speaking.
A common way to start is with small talk. You can ask, how was your weekend? Or, did you do anything fun today?
And when someone asks you, how are you, you can answer with, I'm good, thanks. How about you? Or, I'm doing well, and you?
Another useful phrase is, what do you think about, for example, what do you think about this movie? Or what do you think about the new restaurant?
Yes. And expressing interest in someone else's opinion keeps the conversation going. You can also say, that's interesting, or really, tell me more.
Compliments are great too. Phrases like, you look nice today, or I like your idea, make people feel appreciated.
And when you agree with someone, you can say, I think so too, or exactly, I agree. These phrases sound natural in daily conversations.
Sometimes you might politely disagree. You can say, I see your point, but I think, or I understand, but I have a different opinion.
Yes, this way you can share your opinion without sounding rude or confrontational.
Asking about someone's life is also common. You can say, how's work going? Or how's your family? These phrases show you care.
And when talking about hobbies or interests, you can ask, what do you like to do in your free time? Or do you enjoy sports or music?
Another set of useful phrases is for making connections. For example, it's nice talking with you, or I enjoyed our chat.
Yes, these phrases help end a conversation politely and leave a good impression.
If you want to invite someone, you can say, would you like to grab a coffee sometime? Or do you want to join us for lunch?
And if you're inviting a group, you can use everyone is welcome or feel free to come by.
When listening, phrases like, I see, or that makes sense, show that you're paying attention and engaged.
And don't forget to practice laughter and expressions like, that's funny, or really, that's amazing, to make the conversation feel natural.
Social conversation phrases are important because they make your English sound friendly and confident.
Practicing them daily helps you handle real-life situations like meeting new friends, talking at work, or joining social events.
The more you practice these phrases, the more natural your interactions become, and the easier it is to maintain conversations in English.
Using social conversation phrases combined with greetings, polite expressions, and small talk makes your English sound fluent and enjoyable for both you and the listener.
Now, let's focus on expressing opinions and agreeing or disagreeing. These phrases are essential because expressing yourself clearly makes conversations more meaningful.
Yes, and knowing the right phrases helps you share your thoughts confidently without sounding rude or uncertain.
A common phrase to start giving your opinion is, I think. For example, I think this movie is great, or I think learning English is fun.
You can also say, in my opinion, which sounds slightly more formal, like, in my opinion, this restaurant has the best pasta.
Another way is, I feel that. For example, I feel that exercise is very important, or I feel that English is useful for travel.
When you agree with someone, phrases like, I agree, or that's true, work well. You can also say, exactly, or I feel the same way.
Yes, agreeing naturally makes the conversation flow smoothly and shows that you were listening carefully.
And when you disagree politely, it's important to use phrases like, I see your point, but, or I understand, however. For example, I see your point, but I think the other option is better.
Another polite disagreement phrase is, I'm not sure I agree, or I have a different opinion. These phrases help you express disagreement without offending anyone.
You can also ask questions to clarify opinions, like, why do you think that? Or can you explain your point? This keeps the conversation polite and engaging.
For example, if someone says, I love this book, you can respond, why do you like it? Or, can you tell me what you enjoyed most?
Another useful phrase is, that's interesting, when someone shares an opinion. It shows respect and encourages them to continue talking.
And when expressing your opinion about suggestions, you can say, I think that's a good idea. Or,
I don't think that would work. Both are clear and polite.
If you want to emphasize your opinion, phrases like, I strongly believe, or I really think make your statement more confident.
And when responding to opinions, phrases like, I agree with you because, or I see it differently because, give more context and make the conversation richer.
Yes, giving reasons for your opinion makes your English sound natural and shows that you can communicate logically.
You can also use expressions like, from my perspective, or as far as I'm concerned, to introduce your point of view politely.
And if someone asks for your opinion, you can respond with, personally, I think, or if you ask me. These sound natural and friendly.
Practicing these phrases daily helps you feel confident expressing your thoughts, agreeing or disagreeing in different conversations.
And combining opinion phrases with polite expressions, greetings, and social conversation phrases makes your English sound fluent, natural, and engaging.
The more you practice, the easier it becomes to share your thoughts and participate actively in any conversation in English. Let's move on to Keynote 11 and focus on making plans and invitations. These phrases are essential because planning activities with friends, colleagues, or family happens all the time.
Yes, and knowing how to make, accept, or decline invitations politely helps you communicate naturally in English.
A simple way to invite someone is, would you like to? For example, would you like to grab a coffee tomorrow? Or would you like to join us for lunch?
You can also say, do you want to, which is more casual. For example, do you want to go to the park? Or do you want to watch a movie tonight?
Another polite phrase is, how about? For instance, how about meeting at 5 p.m.? Or, how about trying the new restaurant? It's friendly and flexible.
And when suggesting a day, you can say, are you free on Saturday? Or, does Sunday work for you? These phrases make scheduling easier.
If someone invites you, a positive response can be, yes, I'd love to. Or, that sounds great. It's polite and enthusiastic.
And if you need to decline, you can say, I'm sorry, I can't. Or, thanks, but I have another plan. Being polite is very important.
Sometimes you want to make it sound casual. You can say, maybe another time, or let's do it another day.
For group invitations, phrases like everyone is welcome or feel free to join us make the invitation inclusive and friendly.
And when confirming plans, you can say, so we're meeting at 3 p.m., right? Or, just to confirm, we're having dinner on Friday.
Yes, confirmation phrases prevent misunderstandings and show that you're organized and considerate.
Another useful phrase is, I'll be there, or I'll see you then, which shows commitment and politeness.
And if your plans change, you can say, something came up, can we reschedule? Or, I won't be able to make it. Is another day okay?
Using these phrases regularly helps you feel confident when making plans or accepting invitations in real life.
And combining them with polite expressions and small talk makes your English sound natural and friendly.
Shadowing these phrases also helps. Repeat them, match the tone, and soon they will come out automatically in real conversations.
And when you use them in real situations, people respond positively because your English sounds clear, polite, and natural.
Practicing invitation and planning phrases is a small step that can improve your daily interactions significantly.
Yes, because English is not just about words, it's about connecting with people. And these phrases help you do exactly that.
The more you practice making plans and invitations naturally, the easier it becomes to organize activities, socialize, and build relationships in English. Now let's talk about daily routine phrases. These are very important because talking about your day is something we do every day, and it helps practice English naturally.
Yes, and using these phrases makes it easier to describe what you do, share your experiences, and understand others.
A common phrase to start talking about your day is, I usually. For example, I usually wake up at 7 a.m., or I usually go to work by bus.
You can also say, every day for instance, every day I drink coffee in the morning, or every day I check my emails.
Another useful phrase is, in the morning, afternoon, evening, I. For example, in the morning, I go for a walk, or in the evening, I watch TV.
And when talking about habits, you can use I like to. For example, I like to read before bed, or I like to listen to music while cooking.
For work or study, phrases like I start work at or I finish work at are very practical. For example, I start work at 9 a.m. and finish at 5 p.m.
And if you want to describe activities, you can say, I usually go shopping on weekends, or I often meet friends after work.
Another phrase is I sometimes. For example, I sometimes go to the gym, or I sometimes cook dinner at home. This shows variety in your routine.
And to talk about frequency, you can use phrases like every day, once a week, or twice a month. For example, I go to the park twice a week.
When describing your day, you can also use after that, for instance, after breakfast, I go to work, or after lunch, I take a short walk.
And to talk about free time, phrases like in my free time, I, or on weekends, I, work very well. For example, in my free time, I like to read books.
Another useful phrase is I usually spend my evenings, for example, I usually spend my evenings watching TV, or I usually spend my evenings with my family.
And when describing chores or errands, you can say, I clean my room in the morning, or I go grocery shopping on Saturdays.
Talking about your routine also includes meals. Phrases like, I have breakfast at 8 a.m., or I usually eat dinner at 7 p.m. are very natural.
Practicing daily routine phrases every day helps you talk about your life confidently and clearly in English.
And combining these phrases with polite expressions, greetings, and social conversation phrases makes your English sound fluent and natural.
The more you practice talking about your daily routine, the more automatic it becomes, and soon you can share your day without thinking too much.
It's also a great way to practice tenses, like present simple, while keeping your conversation simple and easy to follow.
Using daily routine phrases regularly helps you describe your life, connect with others, and feel confident speaking English every day.
Now, let's talk about problem-solving phrases. These are very important because in daily life, we often face small problems or misunderstandings, and knowing the right phrases helps us handle them smoothly.
Yes, and using these phrases makes communication clear and polite, so people understand you and you feel confident.
A common phrase is, can you help me with, for example, can you help me with this form, or can you help me with my computer? It's polite and direct.
You can also say, I'm having trouble with, for example, I'm having trouble connecting to the Wi-Fi, or I'm having trouble finding this address. This clearly explains the problem.
Another useful phrase is, do you know how to? For example, do you know how to fix this? Or, do you know how to get to the train station?
And if you need advice, you can ask, what should I do? Or, do you have any suggestions? These phrases are very natural in problem-solving situations.
Sometimes you might need to clarify a problem. You can say, the problem is, for example, the problem is I can't log into my account. Or, the problem is I don't understand this question.
And when someone offers a solution, you can respond with, that helps, thank you, or I think that could work. It's polite and shows appreciation.
If the problem is urgent, you can say, I need this fixed as soon as possible. Or, this is really important. Can you help me?
And if you're unsure, phrases like, I'm not sure what to do, or I don't know how to solve this are clear ways to explain your situation.
Another phrase is, could you explain that to me? For example, could you explain how to fill out this form? Or, could you explain what this means?
And when you need repetition, you can say, could you say that again? Or, I didn't understand. Can you repeat? These are polite and helpful.
Sometimes you want to propose a solution yourself. You can say, what if we, for example, what if we try restarting the computer? Or, what if we meet earlier?
And when agreeing with someone's solution, you can say, that sounds good, or I think that will work.
For disagreements, it's polite to say, "I'm not sure that will work," or "I see your point, but maybe we can try another way."
And after the problem is solved, you can say, "Thank you for your help," or "I appreciate your support." This shows gratitude and closes the conversation positively.
Practicing problem-solving phrases helps you stay calm, clear, and polite when unexpected situations happen.
Yes, and combining these phrases with polite expressions, social conversation phrases, and daily routines makes your English sound natural and effective.
The more you use problem-solving phrases, the more confident you become in handling real-life situations in English.
And when you practice them daily, you'll notice that even difficult situations feel easier to manage and your communication becomes smoother.
Now let's focus on making requests and offers. These phrases are very useful because in daily life, we often need to ask for help or offer assistance politely.
Yes, using the right phrases makes your English sound natural and respectful, and people are more likely to respond positively.
A common way to make requests is, could you, for example, could you help me with this? Or, could you open the window, please? It's polite and clear.
Another phrase is, would you mind? For instance, would you mind closing the door? Or, would you mind explaining this to me? It's very polite and often used in formal situations.
You can also say, can you, for example, can you show me how to do this? Or, can you pass me the salt? It's simple and commonly used in daily life.
And don't forget please at the end of your request. For example, can you help me, please? Or, could you give me a hand, please? It makes your request more polite.
When making offers, you can say, can I? For example, can I help you with your bags? Or, can I get you some water? It shows kindness and attentiveness.
Another way to offer help is, do you want me to, for instance, do you want me to explain it again? Or, do you want me to carry this for you?
You can also say, shall I? Which sounds polite and formal. For example, shall I open the window? Or, shall I call a taxi for you?
And when someone offers help, polite responses include, yes, please, or that would be great, thank you. These responses show appreciation.
If you need to decline an offer, you can say, no thank you, or that's okay, I can manage. It's polite and friendly.
Sometimes you can combine requests and offers in the same conversation. For example, could you pass me the book, please? And do you want me to help with your homework later?
Another useful phrase for formal situations is, would it be possible to, for example, would it be possible to schedule a meeting tomorrow?
And in casual situations, you can simply say, can you help me out? Or, do you want some help? Both sound natural and friendly.
Remember, practicing these phrases daily will make them automatic. You won't have to think twice when asking for help or offering assistance.
And combining requests and offers with polite expressions, greetings, and social conversation phrases makes your English sound fluent and natural.
The more you practice making requests and offers, the more confident you become in communicating in different situations.
Yes, and when you use these phrases naturally, people respond positively, which makes your interactions smoother and more enjoyable.
Mastering requests and offers is an essential skill for effective daily English communication.
Now let's focus on emergency and urgent phrases. These are very important because in unexpected situations, knowing the right phrases can help you get help quickly and clearly.
Yes, and using the correct phrases in emergencies ensures that people understand you immediately, which can make a big difference.
A common phrase is help. You can shout this if you are in danger or need immediate assistance.
Another important phrase is call the police or call an ambulance. For example, if there's an accident, these phrases are clear and direct.
You can also say, I need help or please help me. These are polite yet urgent and can be used in many situations.
When describing the problem, phrases like there's a fire or someone is hurt help people understand the situation quickly.
If you need to get someone's attention, you can say, "Excuse me, I need help," or "Please, can someone assist me?"
And if you are lost, phrases like I'm lost or can you help me find this address are useful to ask for guidance quickly.
Another useful phrase is, "I need a doctor," or "I need medical help," if someone is sick or injured.
Yes, and if you're in a dangerous situation, phrases like I'm in trouble or it's an emergency immediately alert others that urgent action is needed.
You can also give clear directions to help responders, like, "I'm at 123 Main Street," or "I'm near the bus station."
And when asking for emergency services, phrases like, can you send help quickly? Or please hurry, communicate urgency effectively.
Another helpful phrase is, "Call a taxi," or "Can someone drive me to the hospital?" in situations where transportation is needed immediately.
And if there's a minor emergency, phrases like, I need assistance, or can you help me fix this, work well without causing panic.
Sometimes you need to explain what happened. You can say, "There was an accident," or "Someone fell and is hurt." Clear explanations help people respond correctly.
And always try to stay calm while speaking. Phrases like, please help me, repeated calmly, are often more effective than panicking.
If you're reporting an emergency, you can start with, "This is urgent," or "I need immediate help," so responders understand the situation quickly.
And when help arrives, it's important to say thank you or I appreciate your help to show politeness, even in stressful situations.
Practicing emergency phrases regularly helps you react faster and communicate clearly when something unexpected happens.
Yes, and combining emergency phrases with polite expressions and clear communication ensures that you can handle urgent situations effectively.
The more you practice, the more confident you become, and in real emergencies, using the right phrases can make a real difference.
Mastering these urgent phrases is an essential part of daily English learning because safety and clear communication are always important.